Why did freed people lack education after slavery? Imagine waking up in a world where everything you knew was turned upside down. That was the reality for many Black Americans after slavery ended. Despite their strong desire to learn, they faced many hurdles that kept education out of reach. Before the Civil War, most Southern states had no public schools for anyone. Black people were not allowed to learn to read or write, and even some white slaveholders couldn't read or write. Teaching enslaved people to read was illegal, so they had no way to gain literacy skills. When slavery ended, most freed people started their new lives without basic reading or writing skills. During the period called Reconstruction, Black Americans made education a top goal. They built their own schools, paid teachers, and even secretly taught each other when needed. Some Black communities had schools before Northern teachers arrived. These efforts showed how determined they were to learn and improve their lives. Northern aid groups and the Freedmen's Bureau helped set up schools for freed people, but their resources were limited. By 1870, only about 3,000 schools served around 150,000 students. That was far from enough. Many Black children could not attend school because of lack of funding and resources. Schools were often poorly built, teachers were underpaid, and facilities were run down. Many white Southerners opposed Black education. Sometimes they burned schoolhouses, threatened teachers, or attacked them. Public money for Black schools was kept very low. Segregation became the law, so Black schools received less funding and support than white schools. Teachers in Black schools earned less money, and school buildings were neglected. Despite these tough conditions, Black Americans made real progress. More Black men learned to read and write, and some moved from farm work to better jobs that needed literacy skills. Education helped some gain economic mobility, but progress was slow and uneven. Black leaders and communities kept fighting for better schools. They pushed for public education for all children, regardless of skin color. Their efforts helped create public school systems in the South, even though these schools remained separate and unequal for many years. The story of education after slavery is one of struggle and achievement. Black Americans fought hard for the right to learn, often facing violence and discrimination. Their efforts laid the groundwork for future progress and helped shape the civil rights movement. The obstacles they faced, lack of resources, racial violence, and unfair laws, made education hard to access for many. Still, their determination and successes show how important learning was to their fight for freedom and equality.